What it do, world crew? It's your boy Jay Kristof, the creative mogul. Welcome to episode 3. The world is swimming in a dating pool full of toxic waste. Everybody wants love, but don't nobody want to act right. Because swimming in these dating pools nowadays, it feels less about finding love and more like you don't know what's in the water and now you itching. Ooh, baby, here's just a few I don't like. All this ghosting like it's normal, all this love bombing and then disappearing, all these damn situationships, no accountability though, and then using them situationships to pivot that into cheating and calling it exploring options, and we never said that we go together. Well, baby, why are you always in my face? But then that goes into the whole grass greener on the other side thing, which we'll talk about in a sec. Because people are so quick to be like, nah, everybody's just so bad. No. Good people exist. It's just bad habits are just so louder now. And it's hard to see like who's really good, because even myself, I'm super sweet to people that I date, but I've been very rigid lately. And somebody I was just dating asked me, they were like, what's up with you? I can tell you nice, but it's just like, And I was like, cause I just don't know what you're on. And I'm also in a place where it's like, I don't have that, oh, let's just kind of go with the flow. We need to go with the flow with some intentions. Tell me what you want. Like, don't hit me up at 11 o'clock at night talking about how was your day. Babe, I was off at 5 o'clock p.m. You could have asked me about my day within this last 5 hours up to 10 o'clock. It's like, what do you want at 11 o'clock? Are you trying to come over here? Like, what do you want? Because it wouldn't have asked me about my day. Capricorn, guilty as charged. You know I'm coming with the stats and facts. 1 in 3 adults say it's harder to date in this decade than in the previous one. And 50% of singles say that they are experiencing ghosting like majorly. Babe, the dating app burnout is very real. People are just not as excited. They're experiencing emotional drainage. And you got to be careful, babe. You will get scammed. I mean, people try to... Baby, what the... It's just too many options and nobody feels like they want to commit because they feel like they can upgrade. But I know you guys have heard this before. I'm going to say it again for those that have never heard this. The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where your water it. The grass is greener where you water it. But there is something I would like to add to that. You also need to vet the plot of grass that you're picking. And don't complain about it when you don't vet it. Let me break that down. If you go to the hood and you pick the most ghetto piece of plot of grass that you can find, but you want this very fine grass and it's giving you nothing but problems in hell, that's just the grass you picked, babe. You didn't vet the grass. So even though you're watering it, you're not gonna get what you need from it. On the flip side of that, say you go to the suburbs, you got the finest grass, baby, the most exclusive grass. But baby, you so controlled, your better not walk on that grass. And if you do walk on the grass, 2 or 3 people gonna know about it as soon as you do. Again, you could pour yourself into this and think that I can maybe get some of this control of this grass. No, babe. That's the grass you picked. That's the plot you picked. And you didn't know. You just looked at the pretty grass. You didn't vet it. If you've been in the dating world, I'm sure you've been experiencing people bringing all this unhealed trauma, all this past hurt into new situations and blaming you for what happened in the last relationship. It's like you're not just dating a person, you're dating their past heartbreak as well. And that's not fair, because what happens is people are willing to pour, good people are willing to pour into you. But then if you're so broken and haven't taken the time to really fix yourself, then you just end up breaking that person. And then when they can't take it anymore, now you've just let go another broken person into the world. It's not fair. All this ego, all this need for attention, it's an addiction. And I can't tell you how many times I've had to get on somebody that I'm dating about how much of their body that they're posting on social media because it's clearly for attention. And so I'm forced to have the idea that people don't want to be committed, they just want to be wanted. And I feel like some people don't even really want love, they just want proof that they can get love. And again, that is not fair. But nobody can admit they're the problem. Everybody is the victim of their own story, right? But the toxicity, it began somewhere, right? Okay, it began with us not doing the work that we used to do to create good relationships. And I'ma stand on that. And this could get a little messy, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So with men and women, men are saying that women have too many options. They have just these impossible standards. And then women, on the other hand, are saying men lack emotional maturity and they lack like the things that are needed to lead. I'm gonna tell you what I say. Both sides are right and both sides are also wrong. With the men, I feel like men, they just don't choose the emotional maturity path as quickly as they should. And then with women, I feel like they hold on and they just ignore red flags way too long. And so in the end, both of you are just choosing attraction over alignment, and it's never gonna work out, babe. You're always gonna run into muddy waters and drown. Every single time you choose attraction over what is actually good for you, now attraction is important, but every time that's your main foundation and that's the main thing and the reason why you're with the person, babe, you're going to drown. That's going to be dead so in that whole situation. So let's make it personal. Let's make it about you. I'm gonna give you some signs that you're swimming in toxic water. You're confused more than you're secure. You're always looking for clarity. Communication. It feels inconsistent. You're feeling drained instead of fulfilled. The biggest one for me, constantly making excuses for the person. And then I talk negatively, but then if a person chimes in negatively with you, oh, well, they don't do that. Well, are they good or are they bad? You know, at this point. And so with that, you just have to let people talk because it is lonely out here. And sometimes, you know, people don't mind their peace being affected a little bit to live in what I like to call Delulu land. And I live in a Delulu land and with my goals and things like that. But I personally choose not to live in a Delulu land with people because my thing is, it's not worth it. You're not really getting any benefit. That's my whole thing. People don't offer a true benefit anymore. And I'm good. I just rather work on my things, try to progress in life. And if somebody comes along, you know, great. Until then, it's a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. And I do mean thank you. You can go. All right, now that I got you out the toxic waters, I'm gonna show you how to stay clean in this dirty dating pool. Standards over feelings. Chemistry can lie, but baby, character cannot. Moving slower. Stop with all the quick emotional attachments and also let people reveal themselves, baby. Because you can only keep up a charade for so long, baby. My mama taught me that a long time ago. And I still had to take heed because I'm a lover. And as rigid as I want to be, as soon as somebody's sweet to me, I'm just like, At the end of the day, baby, I'm watching your patterns, not your words, okay? It's about your consistency, not your potential. And I had to learn that. That was, woo, baby, that was a life lesson to learn. Because I also have a very vivid imagination and I'm a lover. So, baby, I could just see us. I already saw us old and married and everything. But I just had to learn that people have to show me that they are even worth that vision, even worth that life that I'm trying to offer them or even be a part of with them. And most times people are not. Again, a lot of people don't bring a lot of benefit these days. It's just the truth. In the city of Dallas, I'll just go ahead and throw it out there. I've hardly ever dated anyone here in the last 6 or 7 years that even stays alone. And I know, like, with, you know, everything and how expensive things are, but at the end of the day, it's like there's no goal plan to even try to progress into more independence. That reads to me, if you get with me, you're going to be looking at me to fulfill that crutch you just let go. And that's not going to work, babe, because I will be a crutch for you. I will be a partner for you, but I'm not going to be the crutch for you. That's not happening. A crutch versus the crutch. And last, heal before you date. Baby, you cannot build something strong on a broken blueprint. There's no other way to say it. Just really take the time. And it's lonely and it's just a lot. It's a lot of frustration that comes with that. But it's a lot of peace and a lot of clarity, self-clarity that will come from that too. So I leave you with this. Is the dating pool actually toxic, or are we just attracting what we haven't fixed within ourselves yet? Do we need better partners or better standards? Are people the problem, or is dating culture actually broken? Comment your experience below. Be honest. Are you finding love, or are you dodging toxicity? If you're liking my videos and you're tired of the surface level conversations, give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow, because baby, it's going up and baby, it's getting real. Peace.